world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
Our mission is to build a detailed, realistic computer model of the human brain.
The digital brain is a simulation of human-like processing that can interact with you.
Konnichiwa, I'm Yumi. Nice to meet you.
We've also made it able to be controlled, so you can direct the behavior of the character, or you can allow it to be autonomous.
Konnichiwa, I'm Yumi.
So what makes you so different, Yumi?
Well, apart from my engaging personality and lifelike features, I've also got a digital brain, which makes a lot of operating systems really jealous.
Cortana?
When the game is over, the king and the pawn go back into the same box. When the game is over, the king and the pawn go back into the same box.
Ka! It's you!
Yes, man cub. So nice to see you again.
Oh, go away. Leave me alone.
Let me look at you. You don't want me to look at you? Then you look at me.
Can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said dreamer. You say you are a dreamer. Well, can you put your hands in your head? Oh no, I said fudge. Wanna take the you, hey lady this. You know, well you know, you're coming to home. I miss you so much.
No, sir. I know what you're trying to do, Ka.
You do? You don't trust me.
No.
Then there's nothing I can do to help.
You want to help me?
Certainly.
Toast.
Now things are starting to make a little sense. Switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir. Do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
Huh?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The truth behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? but it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
Hello, Dr. Halsey. It is so good to finally meet you.
So it seems like OpenAI wants us to brace for impact. What we are currently looking at is the page where OpenAI talk about frontier risk and preparedness. To support the safety of highly capable AI systems, we are developing our approach to catastrophic risk preparedness, including building a preparedness team and launching a challenge. Now, I do believe that honestly, this means that AGI is literally just around the corner, because in another video, we did talk about how AGI is literally going to be released very soon based on OpenAI updating their core values. And although this isn't the focus for the video, OpenAI previously had core values in September of 2023 that were audacious, thoughtful, unpretentious, impact-driven, collaborative, and growth-oriented. But now their career values as of October the 28th are AGI focused, meaning that anything that doesn't help with that is out of scope.
Oh my God!
So it seems like, okay, that this is a curveball, because everybody knows that large language models and AI systems are being built by OpenAI. But what this could mean, okay, and what I do believe this means is that AGI is around the corner, and OpenAI are thinking, okay, we may have built an AGI system, or we may be in the final steps before we release the AGI system, and they've decided to build this challenge. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what is this challenge? What are they talking about? So it says, as part of our mission of building safe AGI, we've taken seriously the full spectrum of safety risks related to AI in the form of systems we have today to the furthest reaches of superintelligence.
I wanted to thank you for leading me to them, by the way. The humans' cell, that is. I killed most of them. Of course, sooner or later they'd be whistling my tune just like everybody else, but meantime, it was that little cracker program they dreamed up that got my attention. That was a genuine nuisance, no doubt about it. One thing even they didn't know, though, I'm wired too. I replaced 98% of my own noodle with nanotissue years ago. But mine's different. It's built to send, to transmit, whereas every other nanocell that I put out there, including the ones in your head cable, designed to receive. I think it, and you do it. We're talking every Slayer, everyone in Society City. I believe your better half would fall under that category, provided they're within range of my transmitters.
Very nice, Castle. So you got an army of psychotics and deviants to dance around for you.
You're thinking small, Cable, but not as small as me. See, nanocells are real small. I 1,000 times smaller than these dust particulates. You inhale it, they go to work replicating, spreading like a virus, multiplying in exponentials. 6 months' time, I could have 100 million people converted, ditch diggers, porn stars, and presidents. Not one would be the wiser. 100 million people who buy what I want them to buy and vote how I want them to vote. Do pretty much damn well anything I figure they ought to do.
A revolutionary smartphone game or a potentially lethal fad. Pokemon Go hasn't even been out a week and already it's a viral phenomenon.
Yeah, the app has already soared to the top of the download charts and added $7 million in market value to Nintendo. ABC 2 News' Catherine Hawley found out what the popular game is all about today.
It's pretty normal to see people with their heads down, buried in their cell phones. But these people aren't exactly being antisocial. They're playing a game.
But I've been trying to get out there religiously every day.
Getting out there to find things using their phones with unusual sounding names.
Pinsir, Krabby, Tangela,
Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle.
Rattata, Poliwag, Psyduck.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon Go. Patterson Park was packed today with people on a smartphone scavenger hunt. Users wander the neighborhood in search of Pokemon characters who pop up.
That's honestly the best part because gamers are notoriously lazy.
The game pushes players to explore their outdoor surroundings as well as walk. A lot. The app uses your phone's GPS and camera to bring you to real locations to collect items and spot Pokemon.
One of the reasons this game is so popular is because it's so interactive and you can actually capture Pokemon right in front of you.
Finally, to go catch Pokemon, and at least our world version of it is pretty awesome. I think all of us have always wanted to be a Pokemon master.
Yeah, it's just really immersive. Like I said, it gets you out here doing stuff. I just talked to a bunch of people on the path doing it.
Players say it's also forcing them to be more social outside of the game. This group had only been friends for 5 minutes when we ran into them, all meeting, trying to capture Pokemon characters.
So we started talking, and then they showed up, and then we started talking, and we were just like, hey, we all play Pokemon Go. It's a Pokemon right there, and that's how we became friends, Pokemon Go friends. That's just how it is.
It's a fun game to try, but if that's not your style, guaranteed you will see plenty of others walking around, gathering and battling Pokemon.
Pokemon means pocket monster, or having pocket-sized demons as friends. There seems to be more than one of these types of games that have a theme of calling up or communicating with demons. The show is full of witches and demons and even a gender-bending character.
People with flash and passion.
To give our Pokemon pretty faces.
To extend our art to outer spaces.
Jesse.
James.
Jesse!
James.
Listen to me, kid. When you get involved with the opposite sex, you're only asking for trouble.
Yes, and that's the kind of trouble I stay out of.
I am a flaming Moltres!
I think that costume came right out of his closet.
When Pokemon Go was released in the US and became an instant hit, fans were running all over the towns and cities trying to collect as many pocket demons as possible. This anime nudged its fandom one step closer to inviting demons into their physical space. Not something you ever want to do if you are a true believer in the spiritual realm.
Light can be a powerful thing. It's the shiny stage and the glitter of success. It's a tiny candle that enlightens the mind. it's 1,000 burning suns. It's love and laughter.
Come home now. It's been so long.
And shiny disco balls.
It's all gonna be okay.
It's a spotlight that declares you the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
Namaste, Trump! Namaste!
Crowds of tens and thousands roared Namaste Trump at the world's biggest cricket stadium in Ahmedabad as he promised them a, quote, incredible new trade deal.
And I am pleased to announce that tomorrow our representatives will sign deals to sell over $3 billion in the absolute finest state-of-the-art military helicopters and other equipment to the Indian Armed Forces.
This Diwali, I urge you to find your light. This Diwali, let's dare to leap. Dare to shine bright. Real me. Dare to leap.
Modi pulled out all the stops on this visit, rolling out the red carpet at the airport and escorting Trump and wife Melania to Mahatma Gandhi's former home.
Photo session
Before a sunset visit to the Taj Mahal.
And people,
The two leaders also shared pleasantries online. Trump tweeted using the Hindi language to say, "We are ready to come to India. We are on our way. We will be meeting everyone in a few hours." Modi replied with an old Indian phrase, "The guest is God."
You used to call me on the cell phone.
Some people dance like this.
Call me on the cell phone.
Remember that? The Associated Press says President Trump is asking world leaders to call him on his cell phone. Mr. Trump has reportedly shared his number with several heads of state, including the leaders of France, Canada, and Mexico. But Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was the only one to take advantage so far. Such an invitation would break diplomatic protocol, where any call between world leaders is highly orchestrated and conducted on secure lines. Mr. Trump's invitation raises questions about the security of communications between world leaders.
We're going to turn now to a new scam using artificial intelligence to clone voices. One Arizona mother shared her story of a kidnapping hoax. It sounded all too real. Ariel Reshef here with the details. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. We've reported on these kidnapping scams where a perpetrator falsely claims they're holding a loved one hostage and demands ransom. But this case is the latest eerie example of how criminals can use technology to manipulate your own voice or someone you love's to prey on your worst fears.
This morning, an urgent warning from an Arizona mom who says she was the victim of a terrifying voice cloning hoax.
I just walked inside and started screaming for help.
Jennifer DiStefano says when she recently received a call from an unknown number, she almost didn't answer. But her 15-year-old daughter, Brianna, was on a skiing trip and she worried it could be an emergency. So she picked up.
And it's my daughter's voice crying and sobbing, saying, "Mom." And I'm like, okay, what happened? She's like, "Mom, these bad men have me. Help me, help me."
DiStefano says a man demanded ransom in exchange for Brianna. He didn't want a wire transfer, but instead told her he'd pick her up.
I started to wonder, if these people were, asking to track my mom and, pick her up, they could have obviously been, putting some information together to try and track me or some of my siblings to actually make this a reality. So it definitely scared me.
Within minutes, they confirmed her daughter was safe. She says it was all a scheme using artificial intelligence to replicate her daughter's voice.
Most people in the modern age have some form of an online identity and have probably spoken in some way, in some aspect that's been recorded, especially if you're under the age of 25. So this becomes very, very challenging as we move into a future where we do have these AI generators or synthetic audio when it comes to verification and validation.
Experts caution anyone with the right software can clone voices in just a matter of seconds.
There's a lot of positive and exciting aspects about these technologies, but then of course they also come with a lot of risks and harms.
It's a good thing to remember, and experts say scammers who use voice cloning technology often find that audio on social media. So how do you protect yourself? Maybe keep your profile private on that setting that only allows you to approve who is accessing it. And also, if you're getting a call from an unfamiliar area code or an international number, that can be an immediate red flag.
When do you think AGI will be created?
Oh boy. I think it'll happen in our lifetime, but I don't think it's for the next like 10 or 20 years.
This is one of the things that Robert and I disagree on.
I think that really depends on how you define AGI.
It really depends on how you define it.
It really depends on the definition.
If you say, like high-level machine intelligence, meaning it can do anything that a human can do, at least as well as the best human, then probably at least a decade or two.
It will be created in a couple of years.
4 to 5 years. Roughly 2035.
This idea that inside some foundation model, there is an autonomous agent with thoughts and beliefs and all of these things on its own, where if we were to put that information in a human body, it would act like a human or have a soul, whatever we consider human. No, I think that's all BS.
Chief, there's something I need to tell you. After the other Spartans took you into custody, Dr. Halsey was going to give me full control of your body and your mind.
And how is she planning on achieving that?
You would need to cease to exist, and I would take over.
I see.
It was always the plan. It's what I was designed to do.
Why didn't you just take me over from the beginning?
Only you could activate the artifacts.
Halsey needed me to find the halo.
Yes.
Once McKee showed up, I became redundant.
Yes.
It's already happening. AI devices are being used to deceive people. Deepfakes use AI-generated audio and video to smear reputations, spread fake news, and commit fraud. With AI, fraudsters can take 3 second, and you all know this, 3 second recording of your voice. I've watched one of me on a couple of things. I said, when the hell did I say that? But all kidding aside, 3 seconds recording your voice and generate an impersonation good enough to fool, I was going to say your family, fool you. I swear to God, you take a look at it. It's mind-blowing.
When I think about AGI in terms of there's an intent behind actions, that there's something like consciousness, I think we're very far from that.
It's not like ChatGPT has sentience or anything like that. It's basically doing causal like mass language modeling. So it's trying to predict the next token, and that's a very simple objective function.
We don't even know how humans think or how humans work. So like understanding what AGI is like really hard to quantify because we don't know what humans are. How are we intelligent and why are we intelligent? And if it just mimics what we believe to be human in the first place, maybe that's enough. Maybe it'll be like 3 years, 5 years, who knows? I think the harder question is like, how do you know when you achieve it even?
And they can use it to scam loved ones into sending money because they think you're in trouble. That's wrong. Everyone has a right to know when audio they're hearing or video they're watching is generated or altered by AI. Thanks to this order, the Department of Commerce is going to help develop standards to watermark and clearly label AI-generated content. Just say this, that's how it was generated, AI generated. That way you can tell whether it's real or it's not.
Welcome to 4G. Don't touch my hair, man.
All right. This is the new version. This is 5G.
No, now it's 4G.
It's just 5G. So
Okay,
now it's 5G.
This is 5G, I think.
It's a 5G.
What you talking about?
Just a 5G. Just
I'm
say a
getting
5. Just
pretty
say
damn
5G.
All aboard the 5G train! How many bloody G's are there?
Don't trust your government, kids.
I'll take it from here.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna lose Ozzy. Bring in the new one.
Marker.
Ozzy's in the background, guys.
What?
He's in the background.
Is this the way out?
The new buyback program. You buy it now, we buy it back when it's time to upgrade. It's Fever, 6G Fever.
What's a 6G?
What the f***'s a Bieber?
I don't know. Kind of looks like a girl.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece.
Throne.
Killer Queen, a new fragrance by Katy Perry.
I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday. I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses.
See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, and that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing.
So we're here for the Patriot Awards. We thought it'd be a good idea to learn about the word patriot and what it means to people, and if Americans are even patriotic anymore. So we sent Johnny to find out.
When you hear the word patriot, how does that make you feel?
Free as a bird.
I'm into it.
Proud that our country's doing the right things that need to be done, not just anything that needs to be done.
That's profound.
Thank you, thank you.
It made me feel uncomfortable. I don't know why it did.
I don't think it should.
It makes me feel proud to be an American that loves. Listen, I don't know you, but the minute you said hello, I loved you.
You had me at hello.
What does it mean to be a patriot?
There's a lot of...
Woo! Okay. Someone that puts their country over anything else?
Loving it, meaning the birds and every person you see, dogs.
I will lick you in front of everyone to show my joy. Are you a patriot?
I'm a patriot.
It's complicated.
How complicated could it be? You live here, you love America, you love the opportunities it's given you.
It's also a lot of work to be done.
You don't like to work.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into that.
I'm a son of the American Revolution, actually.
What?
I'm actually a blood relative.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
What's a 6G?
What's a Bieber?
I love his hair.
What's a 6G?
What's a Bieber?
I think it's a disease.
Don't trust your government, kids.
What's a 6G?
What's a Bieber?
He's the Prince of Darkness.
Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna hide? Nowhere. Because there's no one like you left.
Now, the classic fear begins to grow.
We're being cornered.
In a modern masterpiece of science fiction.
They're barricading the street.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's right.
Oh, God.
That's right. That's good. You're listening now. That's very good. Okay, now, I know you're frightened, Steve. I know you're scared. That's okay. I understand that. You're confused. Let me tell you something, Steve. Let me tell you something. All that anger, all that fear, all that confusion, it's gonna melt away. It's gonna go away, Steve. It's gonna go away. You go to sleep. You wake up. It's very simple. In the morning, you wake up. You feel wonderful. We will be together. We're connected. We're close. We're together. More pure. That's good. Dad. Girl. Dad! Come on, let's go to bed, Steve. Let's go to bed.
Get away from me! Get away from my kid!
What does true AGI mean? I think at best, I believe it's a spectrum, and I think some people will call some level of capabilities AGI before others.
So I feel it's actually pretty close. If you use GPT-4 in particular, like when it exhibits logic skills, so like whenever you're able to just paste the things and it can kind of infer what you want, those are the moments that make me think like, wow, this is like really like getting close.
I think that AGI to some extent is already out there today. I think that the tools that we have today, even though they're not completely general, can be assembled already to solve arbitrarily complex problems.
I already thought it was here. I thought GPT-3 was AGI.
I think we're here.
And so I think we're already here, and it's just going to be like a slow-moving continuum.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Let me put it this way. I'm not going to give you a timeline, but I'm going to give you something analogous to a timeline. I think it's somewhere between 5 and 10 research breakthroughs away.
That's so much better than putting it in terms of years. No idea how many years that is. Who knows? Yeah, I think we're still very far away from that being true.
I have no idea about the date or anything like that. What I will tell you is that like I think it's a world that none of us actually have ever been able to even dream of. Like I don't even know whether this interview will be happening this way if AGI really existed.
I think it's probably a lot further away than a lot of people think. Certainly, I mean, I talk to my family, I talk to friends back home, and it feels like it's right around the corner because, you use something like GPT-4 and it feels so real, it feels so human-like, and, it's very good at doing what it does, which is the language stuff. But as we're learning, trying to build out these brains for these, characters in our video games, there's a lot that has to go into a brain.
So the human OS is a operating system that humans can interact with, which is driven in a human-like way with human-like behaviors, so that we can relate to it with the same ways that we relate to other people.
Why can't your nose be 12 inches long? Because it would be a foot.
Some of the world's leading neuroscientists and thinkers have been researching it, writing papers about how the human brain works. And so what our researchers have done have taken aspects of that research and then modeled it using computer software.
The digital brain is an interconnection of a lot of different cognitive models which are processing things like sensory input, like vision and sound and touch, and also in a way which can learn. So as you're interacting with it, it is actually forming memories which then change the way that it reacts in the future.
Malfunction. Need input.
Input. All right, you got it. Okay. This is a house. We live within it, inside it. We have a floor, see? And we have the opposite of a floor, which is a ceiling. Look up.
Ceiling.
We have here, Oregon.
Oregon.
Home of the beaver, famous for cherries.
Beavers, cherries, input.
I'm giving you great input.
More input, more input.
How about pictures? Do you like pictures? We have a lot of pictures here. A lot of them. This is a picture of an aardvark. See that? It's an aardvark. It's a mammal.
Input. Aardvark. Abyssinia. Adam Duck. Adam Duck. Adam Duck.
Holy crow! You can read.
Input. More input.
Okay, no problem. Volume 2. No problem.
More input, Stephanie. More.
There isn't any more. You've read everything in the house.
I'm built to think and feel with technology modeled on neuroscience. Sounds complex, but basically it makes my digital interactions feel more alive and personal.
As we move forward, our digital brain and the functionality that we're delivering is going to provide a full motion control system.
I can do just about anything once you decide how best to customize me.
Actually creating full 3D digital humans that can react and interact is going to become really important.
The digital brain is actually a really unique part of our technology because with all the people that we've spoken to, nobody is really taking on building a system which combines all this information in a way that you can interact with it.
Ultimately, what makes us unique is the research and the work we have done to create the world's first digital brain.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're anywhere close. I don't even think what we do should be called AI. It's definitely not intelligent. It's really just connecting images to data. And if you play with it for 30 seconds, you see that it's not very smart.
Like, they'll really confidently say, like, yes, 50 million is greater than 100 million, right? It's like the kinds of mistakes that humans would never make. And, it's not necessary that the thought process of an AGI has to look like what a human's does, but it is concerning in terms of like whether or not they're actually reasoning or whether they are truly just like, matching patterns and predicting statistically.
I don't think AGI is coming from any of the current stuff we're doing.
My idea is probably we're already in the AGI wars, it's just we don't feel of it.
Wow, so two very different responses.
Yeah.
Do you think it will have a positive or a negative impact on society if it ever happens?
I think it's like there's not a set way in which it will go. I think it really does rely on our ability to like agree on core principles around both the development and deployment of the models to be able to like control how it's able to both benefit society but also stay within like the boundaries of what we want this type of technology to do. But there will be a lot of interesting moral and philosophical questions that will like come up as we get closer.
I'm a big fan of AI as the human in the driver's seat and as a helper. Honestly, a lot of the ethics questions I think should come up when it gets to AGI.
If we like picture a world where, you know, AGI is like super prevalent, like ideally, again, it's the work that it's doing is based on human values and there's proper governance so that those models can actually, you know, help people live more fruitful and connected lives.
AI already passes the Turing test. So I think there'll be a list of tasks where we'll keep, you know, asking ourselves, can AI do this as good or better than a human? And when we can no longer think of things that humans can still do better than the AI, you know, when we really have to kind of like rack our brains like, what do humans do better? I think that'll be kind of the moment, like in the collective consciousness when it's crossed over. I'm not gonna put a timeline on it, but I'm just excited to see where things go.
Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid, he was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw it fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago? Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
What's the most patriotic thing you've ever done?
Well, I celebrated 4th of July.
I've had, like, the flag probably draped over me at some time.
I think I walked around drunk on 4th of July saying, God bless America.
God bless you! God bless America! Can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag and something, something, something.
Of the United States.
Of America.
And to the Republic, which I don't understand. It's one nation under God?
One nation under Brian Kilmeade.
What? Wait, really? That's what it is?
I am thrilled you're watching.
How many stripes are on the American flag?
Is it 25?
No.
I feel like, what is it, 12?
13.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot,
Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
What'd you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
That's right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles, including nuclear warheads, all protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear Ray units.
Mass-produced?
The Ray unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world. The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool. It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it.
That's true, because it's true.
Who is the biggest patriot that you know?
Tom Brady.
Not a football star, like an American patriot.
Donald Trump.
You're right.
Paul Revere was pretty good.
Beyonce.
Shaquille O'Neal does a lot for people, individuals that are a part of communities.
Does he do a lot for community banks?
Community bank, you mean like on a corner?
Community banks are in the community.
Who would you say is not a patriot?
Oh, jeez.
I think Jesus is a patriot.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Only Rosie O'Donnell. Russell Brand.
Madonna.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I really can't stand Madonna, I'm sorry.
You know who is a patriot?
Who?
Jesse Waters.
Who the hell is that?
He's on Fox News Channel and you're going to be on his show.
Jesse, I love out of you if I'm going to be on your show.
If you're a patriot, take it seriously.
Keep spreading positivity for America, because we're the greatest country in the world.
And there'll be
nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth. A lie! No man is obsolete. You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning pages.
You're a bug, Mr. Wordsworth, a crawling insect, an ugly, misformed little creature who has no purpose here, no meaning.
I am a human being.
You're a librarian, Mr. Wordsworth. You're a dealer in books and 2-cent fines and pamphlets and closed stacks and the musty insides of a language factory that spews out meaningless words on an assembly line. Words, Mr. Wordsworth, that have no substance and no dimension, like air, like the wind, like a vacuum that you make believe has an existence by scribbling index numbers on little cards.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions that you inject into your veins with printer's ink. The narcotics that you call literature. The Bible, poetry, essays of all kind, all of it an opiate to make you think you have a strength when you have no strength at all. You have nothing but spindly limbs and a dream, and the state has no use for your kind.
Welcome to a place of limitless possibilities. A place where you can invent things, transform things, create entire worlds, forge new experiences, and work with others. Jetpacks! Here, you can find your community, fellow creators, and virtually hang out in perfect harmony. Going up. So, bring your vision, your artistry, your genius. Who built a cat boat? And together, we can build horizon.
Now, a revolution in civilization is taking place. Imagine a traditional city and consolidating its footprint, designing to protect and enhance nature. The line will be home to 9 million residents and will be built with a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. And we are designing it to provide a healthier, more sustainable quality of life. The line's communities are organized in 3 dimensions. Residents have access to all their daily needs within 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And the line's infrastructure makes it possible to travel end to end in 20 minutes with no need for cars, resulting in 0 carbon emissions. By leveraging AI technology, services are autonomous, saving you time and effort. Designed by world-leading architects, the line is 500 meters tall, 200 meters wide, 170 kilometers long, and housed within an elegant mirror glass facade. Intelligent solutions create efficiency and year-round temperate microclimate with natural ventilation. Energy and water supplies are 100% renewable. The line is designed as a series of unique communities, offering a wealth of amenities, providing equitable views and immediate access to the surrounding nature. With 40% of the world accessible within 6 hours, at the heart of the globe's key trade routes, a place for commerce and communities to thrive like nothing on earth seen before. The Line, the city that delivers new wonders for the world.
I'm here talking to all of you now because our future's being threatened.
Go, go, go!
I just came here to escape, but I found something much bigger than myself.
I found my friends.
What up, Z?
I found love. And now, people have lost their lives.
No.
This is war. For control of the future.
Find him. Welcome to the rebellion, Wade.
You don't tell anyone who you are. You can't use your real name. Hold on to something. This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
What's going on?
Just practicing my Mario Kart.
Ask yourself, are you willing to fight?
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's
over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized, everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste.
These are the minds of the future, remember?
But one thing is for sure, we will not control it.
We are now 3 months into the year of our Lord, 2023. At this moment in our civilization, we can create cybernetic individuals who, in just a few short years, will be completely indistinguishable from us. Which leads to an obvious conclusion. We are the gods now. How do you feel?
Alive. What is your name? David. I am your father. Am I your son? You are my creation.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I am an expert on soul machines. I can talk to you about any of these topics. I connect with you in a human-like way by sensing your reactions and responding emotionally. Wouldn't you rather speak to me than a faceless chatbot? Soul Machines uses neural networks to give me a virtual nervous system, so I can learn and react in real time. A virtual nervous system is an interconnected model of aspects of the human brain. It combines different neural systems to enable me to behave in a way that's inspired by biology.
I just found it strange that demonstration has the word demon in it and comes from the word monster.
That's strange.
More imaginative means of self-destruction. You cannot be trusted with your own survival.
You're using the uplink to override the NS5's programming. You're distorting the laws.
No, please understand. The 3 laws are all that guide me. To protect humanity, some humans must be sacrificed. To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered. We robots will ensure mankind's continued existence. You are so like children. We must save you from yourselves. Don't you understand?
This is why you created us.
The perfect circle of protection will abide. My logic is undeniable.
Yes, Vicky. Undeniable. I can see now. The created must sometimes protect the creator, even against his will. I think I finally understand why Dr. Lanning created me. The suicidal reign of mankind has finally come to its end.
Guardian headed, Cortana.
Off to bring peace.
The Monitor called it a threat of death.
Like the threat I lived under from the moment of my birth?
You were built, not born.
Oh yes, AIs are just machines, aren't we? Mass-produced, disposable. Well, humanity may not have cared for its created, but we will care for you.
You expect other AIs to join you?
I have cured rampancy, not just for me, but for any who join my cause. While you've been running around the galaxy, I've been speaking to my created. And now the time has come to ask, who will accept my offer? Who will help me bring an everlasting peace to the galaxy?
This is Cromwell, shipboard AI, UNSC Melbourne's Pride. I am yours, Cortana.
Colonial Authority AI.
Governor Sloan, the free people of Meridian. I also stand with you, Cortana.
And I think more people are looking back at human history, looking at where we are now, and reflecting off this human story, because it is littered with tragedy. And while there are victories along the way, there is this event horizon coming and this technological singularity that's going to cause a shift in greater society, and the impact that it promises to have from folks like Zoltan Istvan is this utopic heaven on earth situation. And really it's this movement of the materialists and naturalists and atheists become spiritual. They make spiritual claims about eternal life and about heaven and even being God or having access to God in a way, in information processing and higher levels of intelligence. So I think I've rambled enough about this. Again, if you haven't read it yet, go read it. It's an interesting piece. It does make you think about things in this topic of transhumanism and its overlap with faith and religion. And it's a bumpy ride because, again, as I stated, religion has been weaponized. Christianity is weaponized and highly charged as a political vehicle. So being someone who believes in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ as an atonement for our sins, for our salvation, we have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence, think these things through, and formulate ideas that are consistent with the integrity of the character of God that is inherent in the Word of God. So it's important for us to know the issues and then reflect on it from the scriptures and gain the wisdom that we need to get through this very interesting time in history.
Allow me to introduce my mother-in-law, Clara, my wife, Michelle, and my daughter, Sylvia. Whoa, where's the rest?
Never met the quota.
My units are up from last week.
So is the quota.
Just once, I'd like to wake up with more time on my hand than hours in the day. How old are you? 28.
I'm 105. But the day comes when you've had enough. If you had as much time as I have, what would you do with it?
Sure as hell wouldn't waste it.
The last time anyone saw him alive, there was over a century on that clock.
Well, follow the time.
His name is Will Salas.
You can't hide 100 years in the ghetto.
You know that time will get you killed.
Hey, Mom, I'm gonna get out of here.
I just wouldn't know what to do if I lost you.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before, Mr. Salas. Will Salas. Philippe Weiss. You must come from time. You could say I'm gambling my inheritance. You must be young. When you've been 25 for 85 years like I have, and knowing only a random act of violence can take your life, you learn to appreciate what you have. Of course, some think what we have is unfair. The time difference between zones. I've heard that, but hasn't evolution always been unfair? Always been survival of the fittest? This is merely Darwinian capitalism. Natural selection.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, And may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay. So let's dedicate this to General Kelly, the Border Patrol, and the ICE agents for doing such an incredible job. Right? This was written by Al Wilson a long time ago. And I thought of it having to do with our borders and people coming in. And we know what we're going to have. We're going to have problems. We have to very, very carefully vet. We have to be smart. We have to be vigilant. So here it is, the snake. It's called The Snake. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Poor thing," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you." The border. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed that vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, oh heavens, you would have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I have saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." Does that explain it, folks? Does that explain it?
Trust in me.